Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at each life path number's forecast for the full moon that's coming up on November 27th, 2023. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading to take a look at your own numerology and your year ahead forecast or anything else you want to take a look at, you can book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Also, this is a great time to get your year ahead forecast and your diamond forecast to take a look at what energies may be presenting for you in the year of 2024. So let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for the full moon on November 27th. Life Path 33-6. So for you all, this full moon is bringing in the energy of the 6, which of course is your core life path number. And you're also going to be working with the energy of octopus. And so I want to talk about this for a few minutes. Octopus are such incredibly, or octopi, I guess, are such incredibly intelligent beings. And so there's something here about sort of emotional maturity that's coming in really, really strongly. Because I just think about the octopus is in the water, it's at deep depths, right? There's a deep emotional, and of course this is a metaphor, right? But it's in the water, it goes to deep depths. So really this is pulling up something here about those deeper emotions. And also, again, sort of emotional maturity and having control over your emotions. That doesn't mean that you're not acknowledging, experiencing, moving through those emotions, of course, right? Because emotions are charged energy. And so that charge is going to come out some way, somehow, whether it's reactionary, whether it's, in a healthy way, or whether it's in a destructive way. And so with octopus coming through, there's something here that's saying, where is it where, if something happens that charge is in control of you, that charged emotion, that charged energy is in control of you, as opposed to you truly being able to acknowledge whatever it is that you're feeling and then move through it in a way that is not only healthy, but that can actually be really positive and productive, right? And produce something that can actually be very beneficial, right? And so what I mean by that is we can use the charged energy of emotions towards doing something destructive, or we can channel that energy once we move through it and acknowledge it and see what the root of it is. We can channel that energy, which is strong energy, right? It's a charged energy. We can channel that into something creative, something beautiful. And that is the energy of the 33, right? Beautifying a space, beautifying, bringing beauty to the world, so to speak. And so if we can work with our emotions and have them work for us, as opposed to the emotion dictating our reaction or how we move through the world, we can create incredibly beautiful things with that. And if you think about musicians, right? Some of their best work comes, after heartbreak, or comes out, when they're moving through something very difficult. It's not just musicians, it can be any artist, any creator. Some of their best work comes from those, when they're in the depths of it. And so because of course, when we're moving through something difficult or something that's, strikes us so deeply, that's where we unlock our empathy, or have the potential to unlock our empathy, our compassion, not only for self, but for others. And if we can do something with that beautiful energy, we can create masterpieces. And so really, I'm not saying that this is the only focus that this is going to be about, but it's interesting because the full moon, right? The moon is feminine. It's emotive. It's sensitive. And then you've got the octopus energy, which is sort of like King of Cups energy. And really sort of harnessing the energy of those emotions and doing something beautiful with them instead of destructive, whether it's destructive to yourself or destructive to others. We want to shift that energy and do something beautiful with it. And also the energy of the 6, right? The 6 is also the vibration of love. So there's there's definitely a lot of sensitivity for this around this full moon for you all. But how are you going to work with that sensitivity? What are you going to do with it? And of course, when we say like be in control of your emotions, we don't mean don't feel them, suppress them. Of course not, right? In order to sort of be able to work with those emotions, you have to experience them. You have to move through them, no matter how difficult. But I would say this is a great opportunity to do something really, really beautiful with that. Also, there's something here with octopus, as well as with the sixth energy, for not only compassion for others, but self-compassion. So if there's anything that you've been moving through and you've been very difficult, towards yourself about whatever your decisions have been or whatever you've been moving through, this is such a great time to really sit with yourself. And I always say, like, sit with yourself and hug your inner child, right? Because really, it's like when you're talking to yourself negatively or positively, ultimately you are talking to, your 6-year-old you. And so how do you really want to speak to that essence? Because oftentimes, of course, we are more difficult, more negative towards ourselves than we are to other people. And so I do think that I think this full moon has the potential to be incredibly sensitive. It could bring in a lot of emotions, could bring in a lot of depth, things that we thought maybe we've moved through, but they resurface at this time to be dealt with, to be worked through, to be sat with, to be acknowledged. And I would say, just as you do that, have that self-compassion for yourself. Remember that it's you and your inner child that is, walking this path. So how do you want to speak to him or her or them, right? And I think that as you kind of move through the energies of this full moon and the octopus energy and the energy of the six, you have the potential to find, if you're willing to seek for it and look for it, that calm clarity, that very calm clarity. That's peace, but like on another level. And so there's something that this full moon and these energies are trying to show you, that it's like, okay, when the emotions come up, there's calm clarity on the other side of it, if we can work with the emotions in a way that are beneficial and not harmful. So if there are things that, keep resurfacing and keep resurfacing, don't keep pushing them down to the depths again. Just sit with them, work through them. This is actually a really great time, 33s, for seeking, professional help, for seeking someone who can assist you, that's unbiased and that can offer some kind of assistance or guidance to help you to sort of work with these energies in a more positive way, so that they're not holding you back, or so that they're not sort of creating a wake of destruction, but instead they're creating beauty and things that you can be very proud of and feel good about. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. There's just a lot of emotional depth to this full moon for you all. But it's nothing to be afraid of. If anything, it just allows you to continue to dive in even more deeply to that side of yourself, which is such a beautiful side of the 33. So, all right, 33s, I hope it's a great full moon. Take care. Bye for now.